So hello all, in this video we are going to discuss unit 5. We are going to start unit 5 of applied maths class 11th, probability. So probability is also there in class 10th also. So probability is a very easy chapter. If we are able to understand it, it is quite easy. So in our daily life, we usually make statements for the possible future events such as probably it will rain today. So chances are high that India will win the cricket match against Australia. It is doubtful that the elected government will complete its term of 5 years. Most probably the prices of cars will go in the next financial year. So these are some possible statements we usually make in our day-to-day life. So that means what? We are just guessing the values. We are making chances. So the word probably, chances, doubtful, most probably, etc. are used in the statements above in involve an element of uncertainty. So whenever there is some uncertainty, that means we are talking about probability. We are predicting rain today on the basis of our past experiences when it rained under similar conditions. So this means what? Let's take an example. Consider the example of tossing a fair coin. So if we toss a fair coin, the outcomes may be a head or a tail. So it cannot be predicted with certainty whether in a particular trial we would get a head or a tail. So in the study of theory of probability, our aim is to provide a mathematical model which enables us to measure numerically the degree of uncertainty and therefore the certainty of the occurrence of events. Though probability started with gambling, it has been used extensively in the field of commerce, economics, physical science, medical sciences, weather forecasting, etc. So before defining probability, we shall give some basic concepts and definitions used therein. So probability consists of certain basic terms. The first term is experiment. So we should know about experiment. So experiment means what? So experiment can be of two types. So an operation which can produce some well-defined outcomes is called an experiment. The operation which can produce some well-defined outcomes is called an experiment. So this is applied maths chapter unit 5. So experiment is what? An operation which can produce some well-defined outcomes is called an experiment. So well-defined outcomes means like if we toss a coin, or like if we measure our weight, we measure our room length. So there are two types of experiments, deterministic and random. So deterministic events are those, like deterministic experiments are those experiments. There are two types of experiments, deterministic and random. So deterministic experiments means the value is already defined, it cannot be changed, like the length of your room. So the number of times you are going to measure, you will get the same answer. The length of your clothes, so the number of times you are going to measure the length of the same cloth, it will remain same. For example, if you weigh your weight using a weighing machine and repeat this process of weighing your weight using the same machine, so what do you observe? You will see that every time the result is the same. So whenever the result is same, that means it is deterministic experiment, right? So if the result is same, that means it is deterministic experiment. So if in case we don't know the result, like whenever we toss a coin, so it can be a head, it may be a head or a tail. So that means those events are called random events. These are the events which when repeated under similar conditions do not give the same result every time, but the result in a trial is one of the several known outcomes. For example, when an unbiased coin is tossed, we may get a head or a tail. This we have already discussed. So there is no reason for which we can say why head has occurred or why tail has occurred. So here it is certain we will get either head or tail. So these events are called random events. So with definition, if we want to go, so deterministic experiment, these are the experiments which when repeated under similar conditions give the same result or outcome. The experiments in science are usually deterministic because when these experiments are repeated under similar conditions, they give the same results. Random experiments, these are the experiments which when repeated under similar conditions do not give the same result every time, but the result in a trial is one of the several known outcomes. So these are two categories of experiment, deterministic and random, right? So in fact, a random event has the following two features. Uh, all possible outcomes of the experiment are known in advance always. So all the possible outcomes are known in advance. Second is the exact outcome of any trial of the experiment is unpredictable and cannot be forecast with certainty. So you cannot forecast whether it is going to fall for a tail or for a head, right? So if we shuffle a deck of cards and we take out one card, so we are not sure whether we are going to have a numbered card or a queen or a spade. It can be any card. So next let's talk about a basic term which is sample space. Sample space. So sample space is what? The set of all possible outcomes of a random experiment. The set of all possible outcomes is called sample space. Like the set of all possible outcomes of a random experiment. Like for example, I'll tell you, if we toss a coin, right? So we can get a head or a tail. So head and tail together will be sample space for that coin, right? For example, here we have taken some examples also. When a die is thrown once, then all possible outcomes of this experiment is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So that means how many possible outcomes are there? 6. So sample space of this experiment will have the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is our answer. So this is sample space, right? So let's talk about another term, event, right? So even we'll discuss these things with the help of questions also. Like suppose let's take one more example of sample space. In a simultaneous toss of a coin and a die, suppose we have thrown a die and tossed the coin together. So the sample space will be like, if one the sample space for it will be like, if 1 is there and head is there, 2 is there or maybe head is there, and so on, 3 head, 4 head, 5 head, 6 head, right? Similarly, 1 tail, 2 tail, again 3 tail, 4 tail, 5 tail, 6 tail, so 6 comma tail. So this is sample space for it, right? So total number of outcomes, right? That is called sample space. Next, let's talk about event, right? So event, when we perform an experiment, then an outcome or a group of outcomes is called an event of that experiment. For example, if we talk about like if we take out one card from a well shuffled deck of that playing cards, so event will be taking out like how many possible outcomes are there. Let's take an easier example. If we toss a coin, so head or tail, there are two out chances. So head is an event of that experiment and tail is another event of that same experiment. So when we perform, so thus any subset of the sample space of a random experiment is called an event associated with that experiment. Like for example, 2 comma head is an event related with the sample space. 6 comma head is an event related with the sample space, right? So there are two types of events: simple event or compound event. Simple event or compound event. these are the basic terms we need to know before going for the questions. So simple event or compound events are there. Two types of events. Simple event is an event consisting of a single point of the sample space is called simple event. If single point is there, then we call it simple event. If there are more than one element of the sample space in the set representing an event, then the event is called compound event. For example, consider the experiment of throwing a die. Here the sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the events E1, 2, E2, 5 and E3, 6, etc. are elementary events. If we take single events, that means these events are elementary events. And this event A1, 1, 2, A2, 1, 3, 5, A3, 2, 4, 6 are called compound events if it has more than one outcome. Second, we have impossible and sure events. This is also necessary to know. We should know impossible and sure events. Impossible and sure events. So impossible events are those events which are not possible to happen. Like for example, if we have thrown a coin, so if we have tossed a coin, so it is not possible to get a card with spade, a card of spade, because we have tossed a coin. So that is impossible event, right? Second, suppose if we have shuffled spade cards together, right? How many spade cards are there? 13 spade cards are there. So if we have shuffled 13 spade cards and taken out one card, so the possibility of getting a spade card is 100%. That is sure event. So impossible events and sure events, right? So these are the two categories. So if you want to note down the definition, you can take it from here also. So an event which is impossible to happen is called impossible event, while an event which is certain to happen is called sure event, right? So this is impossible event and sure events. So this is all about this video. So in the next video we are going to discuss some questions based on it. So I hope you will be there. So just be in touch. Few more terms we'll introduce, like exhaustive events, mutually exclusive events, complementary events. So this is all for this video. Thank you. Just be in touch. Bye bye. Take care.